Bam, apprenticeship, done, boosted. Engineering will get boosted in a second. We're going to go mathematics. I really need to get to mass production. Shipyards are insanely good when I'm sat on top of plus 10 harbors. Oh, of course, now I've got man-at-arms. Ah, I can upgrade all these troops. Oh, that's quite silly. Just a quick note. I have to put that special district down before I settle this city. I'm probably going to forget, so I'm saying it out loud now to try and get myself to remember. Thank you for more pillaging. I'll have all of your gold. And bombardment. Lovely. There's something I really like, though, about the idea of going through the mountains to attack Washington from the other side. So I'm actually going to treat myself to a forest elephant. Now, this thing is going to make its way through the jungles, and we're going to build a pass and attack Washington. I think that's going to be one of the more satisfying things that I'm going to do this game. If it works. I don't know if it'll work. Let's take urban planning out briefly and put raid in, because pillaging is something that I'm doing a lot of. And very nice. I was just waiting for Washington to finish that lighthouse, which they have done. Very kind of them. We're going to go and raid that now. Settler, this is city number 4. I don't know why I had to count that, but I very much did. And we just need to quickly place our unique district down. Placing it's all we need to do. But now I can settle this city, which, as you can see, still an option for me. Okay, that is an Egyptian fleet around here now. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't send any boats out to me. Oh, Egypt, you sneaky thing. Sending a navy out against me. I am the king of the seas. I'm the only one that gets a navy around here. Look, I'm the only one to circumnavigate the globe. I won't have this nonsense. I might have a couple of trade routes pillaged. Yeah, it's one from my capital. Well, what can you do? Oh, they're in the middle of the sea. That means they've got cartography, which means we should expect Egypt's cities to get very powerful very soon. Oh, that is frustrating. City number 5. Male. Again, let's get this harbor down. Delicious. Can make a couple more galleys. I've taken the card out of my government, but I need more of a fleet. My fleet is no better than Egypt's, which means I just need more of it. Hello. Where is this settler going? The only place it can go is there, so I'm just going to pull away so that I'm out of line of sight, and we might be able to trick the AI here into putting the settler into the sea if I'm lucky. I mean, that would be a very silly thing to do, but it's the sort of thing they might do. Bit of a risk this, but this random city that's fallen away from Kupe, I can liberate this. It's worth a lot of Diplo favor for me, but unfortunately I'm here on the last turn, so it's going to flip before I get here. That's unfortunate. More pillaging, you say? Well, okay then. Land. Seems to be a bigger island over here. See if my theory was right. Yep, they went straight into the ocean. Oh, AI, you really need to be less predictable with these things. Really do. You need to be less predictable. Persia really does like me. I understand. I'm wonderful. I'm a very likable soul. Lots of ranged attacks building up here now, so we'll make the pillage and then we'll skidam. Tell you what, as soon as I've got caravels, I might be able to charge in here. Might be able to do a little bit of damage. Just having to move my units wildly around. Try and keep all of my trade routes safe, which is increasingly quite difficult. There are boats everywhere. I'm having to buy random boats in order to then protect my boats. It's very annoying. That's Boston. Boston is not on the coast. It is unable to put my unique district down. I think it is a waste of space. It's getting raised. However, Washington is much more of a prize. You did. They're going to lose a city. Sorry, a boat. Their boat is dead. There was no way that boat was going to survive. Yet they still went to go and kill my trade route. It's just like your priorities are in the wrong place. Try and survive. Try and survive longer, I say. This is an admiral. Ooh, who gets a 3 trade route. Okay, that is actually quite handy. Time for Harbour Master. Double adjacency on my commercial hubs and harbors, which means I just shake my capital around. We're up to 79 science because my harbor is on plus 15 and my commercial hub is on plus 18. And I'm actually thinking to myself, if I was to make what could be considered by some to be a stupid settle there, I could then put another unique district down and boost my commercial hub even more, which is quite tempting. Yeah, let's go and do that. We're trying to work an aqueduct in my capital. Again, I'm just trying to hit all of the boosts that I can here. I landed with units, but I have a feeling my units are going to get shredded. Now I'm actually thinking, do I make peace with Egypt? Because every turn they just keep nabbing more and more and more of my trade routes, and this is becoming quite frustrating now. Replacing these is expensive. I think this war is still just about economically viable for me, but it's getting close. They have man-at-arms themselves. Until I get frigates, now they've got 44 strength. There's no way I'm taking any more. Everything that I could pillage is pillaged, so I think we're going to now raise a peace deal and get 112 gold out of them. Oh, and some dies. Yeah, all right, let's do that. We'll swap some open borders around and we'll warn them. Stay off my island. I think that's quite a successful little war. Cool. Now I've got a tiny bit of peace. We can have another look at our trade routes and think, oh, who are we going to trade with now? Hannibal's Crossing. Yes. Now we can make our way over the Alps. The mountains of Washington. Totally legally distinct. And we have our Chauffette here as well. Washington is under siege. Aided absolutely by the crossing of the Alps. Possibly. We definitely didn't get here too late. Oh, look. All of Geneva's catapults are also arriving. Yeah, you know what? I think Washington is mine. Speaking of, do you want to get in on this action? No. Why does no one want in on my war with America? I would have thought this would have been an incredibly popular thing to do. Conscription. We're keeping raid in briefly, namely because we've got a bunch of pillaging that we can do. Oh yes. We've got mines. We've got plantations. In comes the elephant. Yay! The elephant was clearly the most important unit here. Catapult. Catapult. Swordsman. Swordsman. America is gone. Darkness falls upon me. I feel like for once we can all agree that Lincoln brought that on himself. Education. Mass production. That's where we're going now. It has a commercial hub and a harbor. Oh, America. It's like you knew who your overlord would one day be. Like, yes, I will claim this city with everything in it. That's wonderful. Now, do we go for Kupe? Kupe has a 10 population island here. I haven't really got a huge navy, but kind of tempting. Sometimes when you have an army this size, the best thing you can do is use it. The settler can now settle as well. That is Illyria. That's my 7th city. So much of my army needed to heal. Oh, we've taken a lot of damage in that war with Egypt. It's a very, very scrappy war. There's military engineering. How much niter did we get? Oh, look. None. Good. Good, good, good. You love to see it. Right. At least we found some. That's in the middle of nowhere. That I can settle. 2 in the desert by me. Ah. All right, fine. I can settle that. That's doable. Congratulations. The 2 population of Cartia, you're going to get split. Let's go for Warlord's Throne. I feel like this is just too easy a conquest for me. We'll find our way into that city before you know it. Here's the military emergency. I can vote down 3 times on it. Maybe Egypt or Kupe will come in here. Egypt has gone back to war to liberate Washington. I mean, there's no chance of them actually doing that, but once again, my trade in this area has been disrupted. Look at all these trade routes. They're all passing through Egyptian territory. Now, luckily for me, my navy actually has had a decent chance to heal and restructure itself. And I've got my beautiful, unique people here as well. We have a bit more of a chance. Still, I don't want to have to fight around here if I can help it. Education, then we're on to mass production and or Caravel, then on to frigates. Yeah, once we get frigates, we should be able to bombard Thebes from at least 2 tiles. Looking at the flat land around it. Is that a hill tile? No, it's not. So probably about 4 tiles we can attack Thebes from. Amazing. Very kindly, Egypt has restocked their harbor. We have a little bit more to attack and I can continue leveling up my quadrireme. Thebes has walls. Thebes is looking very scary. Until we get frigates, we're unlikely to be able to do much, but frigates will be a huge breakthrough. Harbor, fixed. It's only +3. Hey, only? Still pretty good. Fix the lighthouse. Once we fix the lighthouse, we'll build my unique district, then campus, granary, monument. Just get fixing things. The loyalty of this city is very quickly recovering. That's going to help. We settled near Sahara. Remember, this city is not for anything apart from huge deposits of niter. Nothing wrong with that. This is city number 9, and it's a beautiful canal city just to the bottom left of my empire. Delicious. There's education. Time for mass production, and then into caravels. First source of niter, rifling boosted. Oh, this is quite satisfying. My turn to do some pillaging now. Yes. Oh, it's not a lot of fun, Egypt, is it? When your stuff gets stolen. Haha. Using gold to make gold. It's one of those things that I keep doing that absolutely probably doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it feels so right. So here we are, doing it even more. And niter, of course. You know, I'm 3 turns away from Warlord's Throne, and it is really tempting, but I'm also looking at this map and thinking, now that I've taken America out of the equation, there's a lot of map. A lot of map. Do I just go for settling? Because I don't really have a win condition at the moment. We are just about keeping up with tech, but tech-wise, pretty much all of our tech and science comes from either commercial hubs or harbors. Once we lose free inquiry, we're going to be going down pretty much to 0. I could go for some sort of tourism, we could go for diplomacy, or we could just keep getting filthy rich. The more gold we get, obviously the more options we have, and I like being filthy rich. You know, if we had to pick a thing to be, it's up there. Obviously the good thing about Warlord's Throne is that it very much gives you a huge amount of production across your empire every time you take a city. Are we going to be taking cities? I remain optimistic. We have at least 11 turns left of tech. That should be just enough to get to square rigging. I think we can still become a military powerhouse. Yeah, let's stick with Warlord's Throne for now. Oh, okay, that cheeky galley had stolen about 3 traders, but it got Caraveled pretty hard there. Hey, it happens. These things happen. Why is it every time I move the galley off Mastia in order to attack Egypt, a barb comes? Like, what is going on here? Come on, you gotta stop it. You gotta stop doing this to me. Who just declared war on me? I think Leventa just declared war on me. Never mind. 100% production towards buildings in this district. Let's go city center. And I would like culture bombs as well. As you can see, we have no diplo favor. Was it all the warring we did in America? No one knows. I still won though. So there we go. Mass production. Now this is where I start to convert the absolutely obscene production capacity of my harbors. I mean, look at this. I've got 15 science at the moment. 15 gold. That could be 15 production. Yep. Just as I feared, this barb has come right in and immediately pillaged my lighthouse. Would you please stop doing that? My whole navy is having to come back now, but they cannot arrive quick enough. 5 turns from cartography. Then we'll actually have a navy that's powerful enough to stand up to Egypt. I can't believe they got to that upgrade before I did. Very frustrating. Never mind. Wonder construction. I think Isidore looks like an amazing pick. Mausoleum is still available technically. Interesting. Washington, why don't you build this for me? Washington looks like it could be a very, very nice Pingala city. Okay, the good news is that Egypt killed the barbarian for me. That's good. The bad news is they've now got a caravel parked in my harbor. That is not an improvement. Corvée, you go in briefly. Isidore has got a date in Washington. Warlord's Throne is also finished. I unfortunately haven't taken a city recently, but if I did, well, that would have been quite useful to build, eh? Pingala over to Washington. We need as much science as we can get, I think. Kupe just complimented me on having a massive navy. Fair enough. If Kupe's on side, we're doing something right. We also note that Vietnam is at war with Egypt just like us, so let's try and bribe her into a military alliance. That's an expensive military alliance. Do we have to? Hang on. Do you want to join this? No. Persia's being annoying. I really didn't want to have to pay 7 gold per turn. I guess in the grand scale of things, it's really not much. I've got 245 coming in before that. Still, it's the principle. I do want a research alliance with Persia, though. Now, all of my trade routes with Persia, which is quite a few, are now getting 2 science for me. I don't know where Egypt's unit has gone, but it has gone, and that is handy. That's 100 science, by the way. We're a few turns behind turn 100. But given the American war, I'm claiming this as a bit of a victory. This is city number 10, which I will settle right here and immediately get in a build-up because there's even more niter and some olives. The olives I can sell, the niter I can use to build a fleet, a very powerful fleet. Now there's the Caravel. Are you going to try and take one of my traders? Again, I would prefer it kindly if you didn't do that. So please, can you go away? There you go. Honestly, it's just rude. Oh no, there's an Egyptian Caravel over here raiding all of the units. I cannot get cartography quick enough. I really can't. I need to send a navy over in that direction to protect the trade routes. I mean, Egypt is fighting cleverly. It's like, I want to take out all the trade between you here. Maybe I go for peace. Yeah, let's go for peace for a bit. And then I can make sure that my trade routes aren't pillaged. We can give ourselves 10 turns to get square rigging. Geneva is now giving us the 15% science boost. I think that is a great selection of stuff. Look at this shipyard. 15 production. Thank you very much. Suddenly my capital can actually build things. I never thought I'd see the day. There's cartography. Now square rigging. We've got 7 turns. Oh, we might just about get there with the little boost you get at the end of an age. So we've got 1 quadrireme, 2 quadrireme. We need more than that. That's not good enough. Where's the boat card? Maritime Industries, you're going back in. Pump out a couple of these boats. The more troops I have to upgrade, the more of an army, well, the more of a navy I'll have. Cahokia, 1 more envoy there, and that just makes my shipyards give me a little bit of gold. And Marco Polo, free trader in a city as well. Oh my goodness, this is proving amazing. And Sparta, there's the route up again. Yerevan just took back all its army. That's a shame. That was about a quarter of everything I had. They do have a big army now, 1,350. Once I have Divine Right, I think I'm going to be going for the levying 2nd tier government building, because, I mean, half cost takes a huge amount of cost off something, and then +4 for city-state levied troops, then you're adding that between +4 plus 12 on all levied troops with a Shofet next to them. That's pretty good. These are the benefits that we want to see racking up, ideally. Mausoleum in Washington. Ignore the fact that everything is on fire. I've been dedicating all of the resources of this city into Mausoleum. That way, nobody actually has to be rescued. We can just bury them all in style. You see, I think of everything. This is 4D. 4D chess. I'm also going to make a Giga Petra city. city here. Namely because I can. Cahokia, you're mine. I need that because trade routes to it are amazing. Now, Cahokia mounds are good because you can put one down in every city and it gives the city an immunity. It's the sort of thing that just stacks up and typically gives a lot of benefits. So we're going to try and get one of those in every city at the very minimum. Petra, 2 food, 2 gold, and 1 production in all desert tiles. And look at this. Sahara suddenly is looking like a meaty tile to work. But with these niter mines, I think this is going to be a genuine trade city. An industrious mega complex. 12 production on a shipyard. Actually, is Washington's better? 12 production, and yes, it is better because I'm working more of these science and culture tiles. I'm gonna like shipyards. The more shipyards we can get, the better. Rapa Nui. 8 envoys I need to take that city-state. Something tells me that that one's pretty safe and I'm not going to complain. A Renaissance era. Amazing stuff. Is Egypt in a golden age? A normal age will do. Excellent. I'm going to be using my gold on upgrading units, buying shipyards, and buying traders. I also don't have much faith, so monumentality is not useful at all. Don't have a religion. Exodus is useless. Hicksonk Dracones would give me more movement on my boats and more loyalty per turn if the cities I'm capturing on a different continent, which they are. Interesting. And reformer coinage means I can't have my traders pillaged. Actually, that is going to be by far the better option for me because we're going to be doing a lot of war. That's gained me almost 100 gold per turn. Yep, fair enough. That's awesome. I got another beautiful unique unit. That's the 3rd one. This one I can retire to give light cavalry units +3 combat. Interesting. Very interesting. Do I want to rush ironclads and go through industrialization? Maybe. I think I need better, stronger pillaging units. So let's put a little bit of time into castles and stirrups. We'll ride the boosts where we can. You see my science has dropped down to 57. Oh, painful. That is very painful. But we haven't built any campuses ourselves, so I kind of understand why my science is a bit naff. You know, I've stolen some. That doesn't count, as we all know. Monarchy. Okay, so veterancy is good. Conscription's good. Maritime industries I no longer need. Naval infrastructure is good. We'll put in diplomatic league because I have a spare envoy rocking. We'll put in limes temporarily and caravassaries because we are just about now to drop into mercenaries and serfdom. As soon as we go mercenaries, that is probably going to be the time that we go to war. There it is. Foreign ministry. I really want to borrow Yerevan's troops again, and I wouldn't mind a bit of a discount on it. Yeah, you denounce me all you like, dear friend. That won't go well for you in a little while, especially now that I've got the golden age. This is looking more and more like a Carthaginian city. Oh, sorry, I apologize. A Punic-Iberian city. We need to make sure we're being specific on that point. Oh, look, another lighthouse. Up to 11 routes now. This is the only problem with Petra City. The imminent dust storms that appear and kill everything. Nothing is safe. Nothing at all. But I do have more lighthouses. So really, do we even need to be safe? Probably not. Wow, that's a really random trade route. And that is an annoying barbarian. Levanta, you've got to clear that. I need the trade. Do not want to have to lose all my trade routes and have to come and fish you out. Feudalism. In goes serfdom. I always like having serfdom in. It's one of the best cards in the game. Extra 2 charges on builders. Oh, it makes builders stretch so much further. It is a wonderful thing to have. Did you just destroy? Oh, that desert storm has just taken out both niter mines and my harbor. That is not on. Fine, I will just use all my gold to fix all this. It's awful. Mercenaries, 2 turns. We're almost ready to go to war. Almost. How's Egypt's relations with people? Still at war with my military ally. That's a shame, isn't it? And Persia is willing to go to war. Oh, amazing. Egypt. Just by existing, you have gone too far this time. Sounds harsh to say, but yeah, there's really nothing I can actually pin here that you've done wrong. You just are. You just exist, and that's enough. You know, I think this is all about navy. So either we're going to rush battleships or we're going to go to ironclads. I think ironclads is way closer. So let's go through industrialization. More mine production is always good, especially because quite a few cities now have a bunch of mines, but also we are building a couple of industrial zones in the middle of cities. Might take us a little while to equip up, but we'll get there. I do like limes. I do like caravassaries. A professional army and retinues are going in temporarily because, oh goodness me, just because we have 1,500 gold and niter flowing out of our eyeballs. It is time to upgrade. We have 1 caravel, 1 frigate, 2 caravel, 3 caravel, 2 frigate, 3 frigate, 4 frigate, 4 caravel, 5 caravel. That's a little bit of a naval naval upgrade. I'm liking that. And suddenly, actually, my admirals are useful. I think I've only had 2. Well, I said I've only had 2. This is quite handy. Santa Cruz has just appeared and can make an armada out of something if I need. But for now, +5 combat strength for all of these units as well. Suddenly. Oh yeah, this is looking pretty good. Now, there is still an emergency going on technically. So Egypt does have 3 turns. 3 whole turns of bonuses against me. Hanno actually isn't giving any benefit now. So I'm just going to pop you, make you into a Caravel. Oh, that appeared over here. All right, don't ask questions. It just is. Now to diplomatic service. I want some Wisselbanken in my life. All right, the time is now. Let's get the world involved in a war against Egypt, who, as we all know, are just annoying. We disagree with them completely. Annoyingly, yeah, 15% science lost from Geneva, but it's worth it because I've got a warlord's throne that really needs to go. So this city will, well, is that just gonna, no, I was gonna say that should just kill that unit immediately. No, not quite. But this is my first target. If we can kill this city before it gets too much wall up. Oh, it's still on ancient wall. Actually, there's quite a few cities that are still on ancient walls. Oh, the frigate can't quite reach. I'm just going to try and love tap every city with a frigate just to stop the walls from appearing at all. And get 3 frigates in next to one of my unique people. And I've got an admiral in, which means we're attacking with 64 strength on normal frigates and 81 strength on a double promoted. Oh, that last attack was pretty strong. Perfect. My caravels, I'm just going to man the seas around to snipe some units as best I can. We need to control these waters. We need to make sure that there is no way for Egypt to get out of this one alive. And ideally, as many admirals as we can get. Persia, stop picking up the admirals. Caravel is just going to wait there. Don't mind that. That's not a bad result for me. We have a 10 population city. And I think, do we raid here or do we just take the trade routes and use them as soon as we can? There is a lot of debate on this. I don't know the correct answer there. Take my time. I feel like I've got Egypt totally sieged in here. They're not going anywhere. The walls are starting to break already. So we don't need to raid or pillage immediately. I was really hoping I'd be able to shoot over this tile, but this is a hill tile. What about over here? Yeah, there we go. Now I can do damage. Here we go. Frigate does a little bit of damage. Now medieval walls can't be built in this city, which will make things so much easier for me. I'm going to bring the forest elephants in as well. Why? Because I can. And briefly, do I move my unit over? You know what? Yeah. So there is Egyptian Navy, but I need to make sure that I'm using all the benefits I can. So there's my +4 combat strength and a bit of flanking and a bit of military alliance. And we can't quite get the kill, but that again just stops Egypt from being able to reinforce. Oh, the Caravel tried to attack out. Oh, yeah, that's not enough damage. That's not enough damage at all to me. Not going to work. Professional army, get rid of that. Retinues, get rid of that. No, no, no. This time we go for raid. And I think trade confederation. Let's do it. Town charters is tempting because of the amount of commercial hubs I've got, but a little bit of science and culture on my trade routes just helps with the yields. I mean, look at these routes to my ally now. We haven't even got Wisselbanken in. That's coming in a couple of turns. Nope, 4 turns. More lighthouses being finished as well. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love this civ. Pingala has connoisseur. A little bit more culture. Yes, 85 culture. I am so culture. So now that I have the raid card in, we can start to pillage everything. Yeah, I think I will. It is tempting to not. I think I would rather have the yields now. This is my Hanno Caravel as well. You're not going to outrun this one. Oh, lovely. City should be ready to capture next turn. Warlord's Throne about to activate. I know, don't get too excited, but it's almost time. I'm going to start doing some damage to this city as well, just with my little traveling great person, boosting everything by +4. The emergency fails. I have 200 Diplo favor, which is useful, but I'm also tempted to see how much it sells for. Ah, quite a bit. Yeah, flog that. Sell everything that's not glued down, I say. It's the Ursa way. The city of Iwinu is not mine because I thought that the health bar was a lot lower than it actually was there. Oh, a Caravel slipped around. Don't do that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't like that. I've got enough units. We can scramble. There you go. The scrambling was complete. I am truly an egg. Delicious. Should I try and build Kilwa? Not a bad idea. 33 production's pretty light in this city, though. It will go up in a second. So yeah, let's try and get Kilwa in. Although maybe I should have got Kilwa in Washington. Oh, that was probably a mistake. Never mind. Washington can do something different. Work on the university. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have built Kilwa in Washington had I thought about it. That's where the campus is. That's where Pingala is. Never mind. It won't hurt in the long run because Mastia does have a really good campus possibility. So no, it's not going to work. It's not going to hurt in the long run. But we'll keep an eye on it. There's another shipyard. I'm starting to build a lot of shipyards now and commercial hubs. We're doubling up on trade routes in every city. Foreign Ministry. Yerevan? 800 gold needed. I can just do a little bit of trading, get that gold quickly because I'm impatient. There you go. I can. Bam. That's a big infusion into my army. Lovely. Researcher with Pingala means we're almost up to 100 science. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where? Barbarian Privateer? You can't just scuttle in here. I don't like that at all. Right, you know what? This Barb camp, you have been far more annoying than any AI. You have been the absolute worst, and you know it. Okay, let's try this city again. Bam. It's taken, and it's even loyal. Even better. So now it's 20% production in all cities across my empire for the next 5 turns, but more importantly, it acts as a kind of staging post. So we can now advance a little bit easier and quicker. Let's move all of my units now around. We need to get in here. Oh, did someone take Yerevan from me? Oh, you absolute... Oh, they did that deliberately. They did that deliberately. Okay, well, I'll get some more era score from levying it a second time, but that is slightly frustrating. So, Necken has been taken. It is massively disloyal, but if I can take Thebes in the next few turns, it will remain loyal, just about. If it flips, it's not really the worst thing in the world. Diplomatic service. It's time for Visselbanken, 28 feed and 28 production, it reckons this card's going to give me. And you know what? I agree. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. We are now on 100 science, finally, in my own steam. Oh, that took a little while. And we finally have both of our frigates now outside of the Egyptian capital with both the Great Admiral and my unique improved person. So this is where the walls start to take severe damage. Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big hit. In fact, I'm going to start landing more troops just to really confuse them. Caravel, this time, stay there. Oh, it deleted all its army. It literally last turn deleted all its army. It went from 800 gold to 300. That is so disappointing. Fine, Geneva, I'll have all of your trebuchets. Maybe we trebuchet rush Kupe. It's kind of tempting, really. It's just a good combination of words. Trebuchet, rush, and Kupe all in the same sentence. Don't threaten me with a good time now. Oh, the forest elephant is in its first scrap. It's almost dead. Okay, we might have to retreat the forest elephant quicker than I thought. Never mind. Industrialization is right on the cusp of being boosted. So let's flip to something else. Let's go for astronomy. It's going to get boosted in turn by Washington. Building a university next to a mountain there, which is quite handy. Then we've also got 2 workshops that can now be done. That's 3 turns, and I'll buy the second one. That'll give me industrialization. You see, we're just trying to ride all of these boosts. Stop anything from being too expensive. Bam! Apparently Egypt still has 5 cities. Where are these cities? Anyone actually know? I don't know. Up here, apparently. Oh, fine. Might need to go on a bit of an expedition to go and find them. Don't worry, Necken might have flipped. It won't remain like that for long. There's one attack. Can I take the city? I think I can. I think the capital's mine. It is mine. Gunpowder boosted, opera and ballet boosted. Well, the city should now be loyal. Move my admiral in, my great person. If my caravels can take it without my frigates needing to get involved, yep, certainly helps a bit. And that means I can focus fire on the troops that are going to hit my boats. Magnus, I'm going to put you over here because this is in the middle of nowhere and I reckon we can get quite a few decent settlements on these islands. Another harbour. Amazing. That helps because all of my harbours at the moment seemingly are just getting killed by barbs. Please get lost. I don't want to have to fight you. Being very annoying. So, yeah, please stop. You're being annoying. There's industrialization. I finished the workshops and I have some coal. Amazing. Only 1 source though. Little disappointing. Surely I've got more than 1 source. Some on an island next to me. You know about that source already. Some to islands south of me. We've got to do more settling to get some more coal. Here's a Great Admiral. This Great Admiral gives me an ironclad. Walls of Swanetta down. Another World Congress. I like ranged units. I've got quite a few of those floating around. And we're trading with a trade city-state. We'll see what votes go through. Ranged and cultural. All right. Not quite what I wanted, but hey, it all helps. So when it should fall next turn, I reckon. Look at this. 2 lighthouses being finished, or repaired, I should say, on the same turn. Oh, it's another 2 trade routes. I mean, Persia is definitely my favorite ally at this point, but I'd take other good routes if they existed. They do. They do exist. Oh, nice. 1 trader there, 1 trader there. I want my gold as close to 1,000 per turn as quickly as possible. And to do that, well, we need as many cities as possible. And here's another. Swenet falls. Now, I believe Granada would be a pointless take for me because I'd rather keep Granada. The rest of the Egyptian cities, well, who really knows where they are? Can't get through Levanta either way. I'm tempted to go for another peace with Egypt now and swing the navy around via this narrow channel to get to Kupe. There's 1 city there and a bunch over here. So, peace. Let's go for all the gold up front we can, as well as the luxuries, and then gold per turn. Oh, well, apparently we can literally ask for whatever we want. Done. Deal. Thank you very much. Well, that is a lovely take. Yeah, all right. Over to Kupe we go. You know, the funny thing about this game is that I haven't actually picked a particular win condition yet, and normally by this time, turn 150, I would have done. Our science, culture, and faith are a little bit low. I've been focusing mainly on getting trade routes up. I was having a look as well, 122 science, but when I actually look at my cities, I only own a single campus. This, however, is something that I am doing more of, and the amount of trade routes we have spare in the Empire is huge. I think it makes sense to still cling on to Persia for as long as possible as a research ally. Just keep ticking off people one by one, making the biggest empire, going for the biggest economic base, and then pivoting into whatever victory condition I can after that point. The economy is what's going to make me absolutely thrive in this game. I could even go for my own religion, actually. That is something I could do, go for a religious victory, but I think it's probably not worth it. I've got a trade route being fixed there, by the way. Again, my gold, I'm just using gold to make gold, thus probably wasting gold, but never mind. I think it just makes sense to keep Persia for as long as possible. As long as my trade routes are getting over 20 gold and 4 science and a culture and all of this food and production, sure, we're giving yields to deity AI, but as long as I've got the yields, I always think I've got the advantage because I just back myself to beat the AI. I'm most likely more efficient than them. Most likely. I mean, it's not guaranteed. Kupe's got 3 cities. I'm just going to steal all 3 of them and we'll pick a target from them. Maybe we take on Vietnam after this point. Do I have much trade with Vietnam? No, not at all. So they would be a good target. Very defensive, and I couldn't afford another alliance with them thinking about it. Would you go to war with Kupe? You would. So I'm going to let that particular alliance expire. I don't want to have to fight the world in some sort of betrayal emergency. Ideally, that's fine. These Cahokiamans, I'm building one in every city, massively helping to keep everyone happy. I was like this. There's a barbarian raiding Leventa, but it won't let me into its borders to go and fight it. It's like, no, stay out of my borders. It's like, okay, you just continue being raided then. I'll try not to judge you too hard for your terrible decision making there. Oh, it attacked me. Oh, it's okay. It came out and attacked me. Fine. So trade confederation, serfdom, naval infrastructure, all of this stuff is pretty good. Veterancy is helping me to build my economy up. Let's get rid of raid. Raid is not very useful right now. Instead, I'm going to take professional army. I have a glut of strategic resources, but what I don't have is gold that I want to waste. If cities have a little bit of spare production, by the way, and there's nothing that they're really doing, I am going to start producing a few settlers. I didn't go for a settler build. I actually went Warlord's Throne today, if you remember, but it's good. It's good to just make sure that we're building as much of this stuff as we can. You know what? I am going to take a small diversion here. Why did I move there? Oh, that was so stupid. To kill this barb camp in the north, because quite honestly, this is one of the most frustrating things. So as mentioned before, we will try and renew the alliance with Persia. I'm not going to let them off the hook. I've given them an embassy, we've given them open borders, and we have 10 favorable deals to them. Vietnam, I'll let that one slide. That's not as important. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Kappa Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zersa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Davalex, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Hal Carnassus, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Twin Cam Inferno, Martin S, Minnow, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!